Science fiction usually imagines the way the future will be different from the present. Steampunk looks at the future slightly differently. It imagines how the future can look in the past, and most often the Victorian and industrial past, from high-tech electronic gear modified to look like the 19th century gadgets, to artists who imagine instilling futuristic technology into the industrial evolution. Steampunk finds a way that the past and the future overlap.
Ooh. This is...
It imagines how the future can look in the past. And most often the Victorian and industrial past.
Human machines. I like human machines. Wow. That is pretty cool. See all the ears and everything around that? And the heart? Ooh. And lungs. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. Ah, and this one has goggles.
Yes, I saw him.
Quite a fun articulating mannequin.
Steampunk is a creative movement that embraces and revises the past, specifically the 19th century Victorian past. Steampunk artists, authors, builders, and cosplayers and enthusiasts. Oh my! Are inspired by all types of Victorian culture. They are lovers of the attire and accessories, the manners and social codes, and the steam-powered science and technology that changed the world, instead of simply reproducing the past. However, Steampunk revises it. They bring a progressive worldview and incorporate 21st century technology into the determined industry and collaborative problem-solving of the 19th century. Steampunk finds the productive overlap between the past and the present. Hello, fellow tinkerer of objects and ideas. This is visible in the artists and inventors who create steampunk's maker culture, and even in the characters of steampunk stories. This do-it-yourself attitude leads steampunks to find surprising improvements and beautiful aesthetic additions. The tinkerer doesn't always go in with a... Steampunks are tinkerers, people who like to experiment with objects and ideas. Hello, fellow tinkerer of objects and ideas. This is visible in the artists and inventors who create steampunk's maker culture, and even in the characters in steampunk stories. This do-it-yourself attitude leads steampunks to find surprising improvements and beautiful aesthetic additions. The tinkerer doesn't always go in with a fixed plan. Instead, she uses what's at hand to bring together unconnected objects or ideas or even time periods in a new way. Joining disconnected things, gears and iPhones, corsets and jetpacks is how steampunks create and collaborate. Except for iPhones. Ah, iPhones are bad. Ah, look at that. Isn't that a beautiful flip phone? Where's the steam? That's the only thing.
Are you taking off, Monica?
Yes. We're trying to figure this out. It has the vacuum chamber.
Ooh.
Steam combustion.
So this is a time machine.
H.G. Wells' time machine.
And want to figure out stuff about it? Come right here.
This is the time machine.
Ah, I remember this. This is from the original movie.
Yep.
This has been reused in a lot of things. I just watched a cartoon that had it in it.
Worm gear is
Wow.
was right there.
Yep, that's the worm gear.
Worm gear.
This.
Rotational power.
Rotational.
Rotational power.
That.
This is beautiful. doodads, gadgets, gascos, and gear-downs.
Are you sure they're Gyrodowns?
It's filigree, whatever it is.
Oh, okay, we'll go with that.
Histories of communication.
The history of communication. Though he is sometimes called the father of science fiction, H.G. Wells also made numerous predictions that became science fact. He predicted such developments as the internet, satellite television, and wireless communication. In a homage to Wells' fascination with communication, this case provides a brief overview of some key communication devices employed over the centuries, such as the radio receiver.
I don't know. I like the ray gun.
Telephone! That's not over here. I'm looking at communication. The radio switch.
The blue aeroplane.
A thingy. A telegraphic oh, it's just a piece of cable. Okay. The telegraph machine. A pretty clock.
It's an electrostatic voltmeter.
Not a...
I dare you to touch it.
Okay.
That was painful. I loved it.
Ooh, it's moving again. It is going back in time.
Oh no, or is it forward in time?
Yes.
Indubitably.
It's supposed to help you go back in time.
We'll just use the word indubitably. This is out of order. We apologize for the inconvenience. Looks like it powers something.
Airplane wing.
Ah, it is the old airplane. No, that's not an airplane wing. This is a bicycle.
But
Tied to a
it
parachute.
like the airplane wing, I think.
No, I think it just blows that up. And then you fly. It's the old...
Oh, it's that parachute right there, that
Yes.
thingy.
That's exactly what... It's to make you fly by pumping air up through an air chute. Take a moment to watch artist Bruce Robinson as he collaborates with his colleagues in a true steampunk style. That's probably copyrighted material. I'm only showing it for 10 seconds. Yay, air resistance. Because we're in a museum, you have to learn things. According to Newton's third law, in an aerofoil, a wing exerts force in a downward direction. There is an equal and opposite force exerted in the opposite direction upwards. By pushing the air beneath the wing down, you create lift that takes you up. Or the theory goes that the airflow under the wing is at a higher pressure than above because it is moving farther and faster, so the airplane wing gets pushed up. Nick knows the actual way, ask him. Air resistance. Although air is invisible, it still has a presence. Le gasp, as I pump it through my gas mask. It is filled with tiny gas molecules that, because of their highly mobile and lightweight nature, allow you to easily pass through them while walking, running, or jumping from an airplane. But if you gather a lot of air molecules together, they would eventually be able to resist you. Fear me and my spastics.
Whoa, the telescope has a time machine.
Wave, my little Lindsay Batgirl. With your red hair. Look how red it
It would be
is.
this thing, Ben.
So red. Ah, laser beams. Don't touch those, they're painful. Learn that from experience. In the novel War of the Worlds, H.G. Wells describes a powerful beam of light used by the Martian invaders against the people of Earth. Well before its invention, Wells had described a laser. These lasers pass through thin polyester wire, allowing you to observe them without damaging your eyes. Laser is an acronym for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. It is a human-made beam of concentrated light, capable of traveling long distances and, if desired, delivering significant heat. Light waves and a laser are all the same wavelength, which gives them their color. Indubitably.
Back to the Future?
Looks like it powers something. Oh, because the only place this is a bicycle. I do a parachute.
Oh. The Orson Welles radio broadcast.
Take a moment to watch artist Bruce Robinson as he collaborates with his colleagues in a true steampunk style. Fully copyrighted material. We'll be showing you we're in a museum, you have to learn things. According to the law, in an area point, a wing is an acronym for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. It is a human-made beam of concentrated light, delivering significant light waves of a lesser or distinct wavelength, which gives structure and color.
Oh, okay.
I'm being bombastic. I don't know how this is done out on the screen. It looks really nice like that.
This, they got to 3D print another person.
Oh! I used to have one of those, and then I sold it for a lot of money.
A 3D printer of a person?
Yes. Made them tiny. I didn't like it. I wanted to print organs, and it kept saying
That's
no.
tiny.
Yes. Well, that's using the tiny person to make the big person. It's
Which
basically
big
a
person
measurement.
is following the tiny person to make the big person.
Yeah, basically a measurement. Oh, look, he's thinking. Now he's thinking. He's still thinking. He has decided that you are weird.
I concur. Wait a minute. What?
See, now he's laughing at you. See his joyous beeping.
Ah, is that what that is? Watch this.
All right, please turn it slowly, then. A tribute to a man of great esteem. The model trade in Industrial Town is a tribute to all of Thomas Blanchard's developments in steam-driven technology. In addition to inventing several devices for railroads, Blanchard also designed and developed a steam-powered car, as well as a steam-powered riverboat. Steam-powered pistons, as in a bicycle pump, a piston pushes trapped air out of the pump cylinder and creates force. A steam-powered piston operates the same way, except the power it generates is much greater. The expansion of water into steam fueled a century of progress that powered all kinds of machines and engines through the 19th and into the 20th century. Steam-powered engines could pull hundreds of times what a horse could pull, which provided a groundbreaking increase in the energy available to exert force. The disadvantage to a steam-powered piston came in the form of coal fires that heated water to create steam, and wasted about 80 to 90% of all the energy produced. Look, this looks like something I built on my channel. Look at its tininess, its detail, its exquisite form of foliage. It's fake trees. Don't touch it.
Do not touch.
It may explode.
Why? What is it?
I don't know, but it may explode. I've learned my lesson. A loom!
It says please turn again.
Alright, please turn slowly. Thomas Blanchard was driven by a colossal passion to solve problems. As a boy, he devised an apple paring machine that operated 6 times faster than the human hand. Then at 18, he sold the patent for a tack-making machine in his brother's factory for $5,000. In 1825, Blanchard test drove a steam-powered automobile through the streets of Springfield, Massachusetts. One of the first horseless carriages in America. Blanchard's invention was a forerunner of our cars today. He built steamboats too, and to improve them he invented a machine to bend the boat's timbers without cracking them. His imagination was certainly steam-powered, but his greatest invention was the reproduction lathe, which found use in the army to mass-produce gun stocks for rifles. Thomas Blanchard helps us to see the power of automation at work. His lathe allows the military to make more weapons in less time. Every generation believes that automation will one day entirely replace humans. But in this steampunk universe, think of automation as something that frees up our time to become even more. Yep. That was very interesting. I liked it. Very pretty. It was amusing. I am amused.
It was, now it isn't.
It still is amusing, but in a slightly lesser way.